Hey everybody, it's Eduardo Jackson, creator, founder, CEO of Cinema Draft, the game, your weekly obsession. Back at you guys again with a quick recap of last week's action, and maybe you might have time to squeeze in an eye towards this week's ongoing games. We do have games in the lobby, as you can see. Feel free to sign up whenever you're ready. Make sure you get in there by 10 p.m. Pacific on Thursday. That's when the games start. But let's look to the past real quick. Let's see what's going on this past weekend with the games that are completed. And a big shout out on a lightly trafficked weekend, but a big shout out to our boy, Jay Devlin. Check this out. Oh, actually, wrong button. Go back here. Check out this ranking. He's very excited. I'm sure he wish he could be here today to claim his well-earned kudos as a back-to-back champion, one of the few we've had since this game has been running. Let's take a look at his call sheet, see what worked for him. And basically, it was a Split heavy call sheet. Split is actually an excellent movie, great time at the movies. I went and saw it on Saturday. It's just as funny as it is scary, which I think is really helping it play well. Word of mouth has been strong. Earned 40 million over the weekend, so his six-pack of Split is really what gave him a leg up. He's, of course, has a headliner stack in there of Anya Taylor-Joy and James McAvoy. And then also he had yeah, this is pretty much a stars and scrubs alignment because Split starts at 12,000, goes up to 13.5 with James McAvoy. So with six actors with an average of about 12,000, I mean, you pretty much run out of real estate pretty quickly. He did get in John Goodman, a Patriots Day. It's interesting. That was kind of expensive. 10,500. Patriots Day didn't do what we thought it would do on the weekend. I believe it only did about 5.7 million. So that was kind of an expensive choice, but he rounded off with uh, headliner stack of Resurrection of Gavin Stone, which barely registered, but it was limited release, so he got 3.79 points each for his two headliners, and then he punted the platform slot with Sterling Gerrans from Patterson for a paltry 1.23 points. But congratulations, he won the feature presentation with that call sheet alignment. 30 points behind him was Gamble 24/7. Welcome back, sir. I know he was a little annoyed that there must have been some sort of error on our part where he submitted but didn't register. So he missed last week, but he's back in the black. He's actually I believe he's one of two of our players who did what I am now calling a max cash, whereas he cashed in all five of our contests. Congratulations. I believe he was the money leader for the weekend. He won $81 overall. Congratulations, and already cashed it out. So way to get there. And for all of you who do have balances on our site, I know it can be a little confusing. Some of you may have withdrawn some. We haven't been able to adjust yet. We are working hard on fixing that. It seems to be a little more complicated than early anticipated, but make sure you cash out. We have the money. We keep player funds segregated. We don't use them for operating funds. We have a special bank account just for player funds that we put into every week. So make sure you cash out. We got your money. We can pay you. So here is his call sheet. And it looks like also it was fairly balanced call sheet, but he did have a four-pack of Split, including the headliner stack of McAvoy, Taylor-Joy. He did a headliner stack of La La Land, which was also pretty fruitful. Look at that, 23.38 for each of the headliners in La La Land. That thing is just a wonder. He also got a little bit of The Founder, did Laura Dern as a headliner from The Founder. I actually saw the movie last night. I'll give a brief review on the weekly podcast, which we'll be taping tonight. But it's an okay film, but it's kind of interesting. Just when I'm a sucker for historical fiction, especially something business related like The Founder. So that was kind of interesting. And I guess technically she is a headliner on there. It's pretty much just the Michael Keaton show, and that had marginal returns. 10.52 points for your headliner, Laura Dern, on that. He got Rooney Mara, headliner on Lion, 5.07. Probably need to save some cash at 5,800. And then he did. So this is interesting. So this is an Adam Driver stack. Adam Driver is currently a headliner in 2 movies right now, Silence and Patterson. So he Adam Driver stacked those 2 movies, 6,600 for Silence and 6,000 for Patterson, respectively. 3.22 points, 1.72 points each. So, and I believe Gamble 24/7 rolled that out across all 5 contests, and for his efforts, he did a max cash for $81 total. Congratulations. Oh my goodness. In just one of the squeakers of the week, the Roan, longtime OG from our spreadsheet days, the Roan edged me out, yours truly, by 0.20 points, by 0.2 points, with a call sheet that consisted of, it was he did the Noah's Ark. He did an all headliner Noah's Ark. So headliner stack of the Founder, headliner stack of Gavin Stone, headliner stack of Patterson, headliner stack of Split, and a headliner stack of Return of Xander Cage XXX for 198.42 points, which was just 0.2 points better than my call sheet of headliner stack of Split, headliner stack of Silence, 1 Samuel L. Jackson from XXX, headliner stack of La La Land, and just a 2-pack from L for 198.22 points. So good job, Daron, making some more money. Oh, and happy belated birthday, my brother. Happy belated birthday. Yeah, I think he had a birthday last weekend. So, hey, give yourself a present. Cash out. I know you got some money on the books. And Cornell Westside in 5th. And sadly, bring up the rear this week, the Draft Mom, 116.2. What went wrong, Mom? Looks like she has placed her faith and her budget a little too much into Hidden Figures, which did okay, 22.75 points for the 2 headliners. And then just Gavin Stone, unnecessarily, 20th Century Women just did not deliver at all. At a wide release, although it's listed here as limited, we did have to make a scoring change. It locked it wide. We're trying to figure out what happened in the system that made it switch to limited, but it locked it wide. We scored it. It scored itself at wide, 1.96, and it just didn't perform. That's unfortunate. But yeah, it's just too many singles and not enough triples and homers for the Draft Mom this week. All right, and also I do want to bring attention to the Best Boy, which that's the Best Boy for from last weekend, which I do believe I won because I was actually really proud of that call sheet. I was proud of that call sheet because I think I got closest to an optimal lineup, optimal call sheet. Except, all right, so here's where I went wrong. So I had 1, 2, 3, 4. I had a 5-pack of Split for my platform category release. I had Peter Sarsgaard from Jackie, headline stacked Silence, which did nothing. I honestly thought expanding to 1,500 screens would really benefit Silence. That did nothing for it. That's pretty disappointing. And actually, I did a 3-pack from Silence. I really kind of, it wasn't even so much like I bet heavily on it. It's just at 6,500, I thought there's some value there in Liam Neeson, and then 6,600 in Adam Driver and 6,700 in Andrew Garfield, respectively, as the headliners. And then I went with Hidden Figures, which did okay. I mean, it got close. It just, no cigar. I mean, if I'd run this call sheet out during or for the feature presentation, I would have gotten close, but I wouldn't have won. You need to have a 6-pack of Split to win this weekend. And kudos again to Jay Devlin, pod favorite, friend of the pod, for figuring that out. All right, so we're going to take a quick look ahead what's ahead. We're going to keep this to a true micropod. So once again, for those watching on YouTube, this is the spreadsheet from which I load up our values. We have, I believe, 6 new films this weekend, 5 new films this weekend. Gold, A Dog's Purpose, Resident Evil, The Final Chapter, The Salesman, and Un Padre No Tan Padre, or Father Never Bothered, entering the lineups this week. So what are we looking for this week? What do we think is going to give us the most value? Honestly, I think we're probably going to see, and most likely, we're probably going to see a return to the top of the box office for Split. I'm feeling, it feels more and more like Split is going to get that good word of mouth, the good bounce. Even if it drops 50% like most films do second weekend, you're still looking at a $20 million weekend. And I don't feel any of these 5 new releases has the wherewithal to get there. A Dog's Purpose might have an outside chance because there are so many animal lovers in this country, or at least maybe I just know so many animal lovers through my association with poker. Seems like everyone who plays poker loves pets. I don't know what it is. Things that poker people seem to love are pets and weed. I can't explain it. I don't have either. I've never smoked or been high, and I don't have any pets. But one thing I've noticed is that poker people love pets and weed. Anyways, Gold has potential only because we are a witness to the reconnaissance. Matthew McConaughey, he's still going strong, but I don't know. It seems it's historical fiction. It seems kind of quirky. He's got this really weird hairdo, whatever, with his character based off a real life guy, I guess, had a real extreme case of male pattern baldness. So he's got this really weird hairstyle, which it's not like you're serving up Failure to Launch or one of those rom-coms where Matthew McConaughey's all abs out and looking say this isn't gonna be Magic Mike, y'all. So I don't know if we're really gonna be able to draw out the crowds for him playing a less than glamorous character, but the reconnaissance might hold some sway. That's why I priced him at $12,300 as a headliner in Gold. Edgar Ramirez, your second headliner, your co-headliner at $11,600, and going down to $11,000 to roster it. Maybe an outside shot at $20 million might be, for whatever reason, the Resident Evil franchise. They claim this is the final chapter. God help us. Let's hope it is. It's going to be on 3,000 screens. Mia Jovovich is your headliner. I guess, Ali, it's weird. So these prices are probably off and actually are wrong. I'm probably going to go, well, no, it's too late now. That's weird. So actually, I'm probably going to adjust this. This is probably wrong. Although Ruby Rose tends to be more of a draw these days. But yeah, this should be actually 13,400. So I'm going to adjust that in the database. 30,400 for Ruby Rose, 13,500 for Ali Larter as the co-headliner, and Mia Jovovich at 14,000. I don't know. I can never get this franchise right. I'm not a fan. I don't watch it. I think they look kind of cheesy, but they tend to do well, I think, in this release frame in January. So you never know with action films like this. So it's got a shot. The Salesman is an all-Persian cast of whom I've never heard of any, so pardon the biased pricing. But this is pretty much stone minimum, 5,000 for everyone except the 2 headliners are at 5,100. Shahab Husseini and Taraneh Ali Dusti. I'm sure I butchered those, but those are your headliners. And then also Un Padre No Tan Padre, Father Never Bothered. I'm not sure which title it will go by, so I listed them both here. Also, pretty much the minimum. It's an all Mexican cast, or largely Mexican cast, with whom I am not familiar. So it starts at the stone minimum of 5,000, going up to 5,200 for Jacqueline Bracamontes, and then Hector Bonilla at 5,300 for your headliners. Split, I think ticked up maybe a couple thousand, 2,000 or 3,000. It's now starting at 15,000 with Sebastian Arcellus, going up to 16,500 with James McAvoy as your headliner. Anya Taylor-Joy, 15,400 as your cheaper of the 2 other headliners. The Founder remains the same, I believe. And as I mentioned, I did see last night. I don't expect it to do very much business. Although it's an interesting story about the guy who lifted the name McDonald's and the driving force behind McDonald's being the worldwide restaurant franchise powerhouse it is. I dropped Xander Cage by looks like 6,000. Triple X Return of Xander Cage is just not going to do what we think it's going to do, especially with more films entering the marketplace this weekend. Word of mouth shouldn't be that good. It's not a good movie at all. So, and yeah, no one really seems to be having fun except for maybe Ruby Rose and Samuel L. Jackson. That's where Samuel L. Jackson has the best life ever. He just goes around talking like this and over enunciating weird sentences like this. Gets paid a buttload of money for it. More power to you, my fellow Morehouse College alumnus. Monster Trucks Unchained, Sleepless. I think I dropped down by 1,000. It's not a good movie. Interesting, great fight sequences, but not a good movie. Bye Bye Man drops down by 1,000 or so, 6,000, starting up to 6,500. Carrie-Anne Moss, your headliner. Usually those movies, horror movies, are front loaded. You get your money the first 2 weekends, then you're out. Gavin Stone's Unchanged because it can't get any cheaper. Patterson Unchanged also. It might expand to about 100 screens. Right now it's at 38. We'll keep an eye out for that, but I don't really think it's going to move the needle. Although, you know, it's Jim Jarmusch. It's Ghost Dog guy. You know, he's a quirky director. He's kind of like, you know, a Woody Allen-esque type guy where his movies don't make money, don't seem to need to make money. They're just kind of cult classics, and he still keeps getting, you know, money from people to do films. So, you know, once again, more power to you. 20th Century Women, I dropped all prices by 500, or actually by 300. So you're starting at 6,100, going up to 6,900 for Annette Bening as your headliner in 20th Century Women. Not sure if it's going to be on enough screens for people to discover it. And there is a real chance it might drop from limited into the platform category. So we'll keep our eye out on that. Hidden Figures Unchanged, still going strong. Patriots Day, I did drop the price by 2,000 or 3,000 an actor. So you're starting at 7,500, going up to Marky Mark Wahlberg, 8,500. And it's just going to be, it's one of those films that's going to be too wide for its own good. People just aren't seeing it. Like I saw it, you know, last week. It's a tough hang. I mean, it's an excellent film. It's just a tough hang. So I don't think it's got much life left in it. Silence is way too long. I feel it's going to drop by 900 screens possibly this weekend. Keep an eye out for that. It is down to 5,000 starting and then going up to 5,500. Andrew Garfield. It's pretty much as low as it's going to go. Sing is relatively unchanged. I think Sing was like the fourth in the box office, and it's been out for a month and a half. Get yo coins, almost $250 million and still getting $9 million a weekend. Go ahead, I am not mad at you. And lastly, La La Land, we dropped by 1,000. It might start to peter, but actually, now I think about it, it's going to get an Oscar bounce. Tonight's recording of the podcast, which we hopefully will put up tomorrow, will be all about the Oscars with 2 special guests. Hopefully, so this should be very interesting. And La La Land tying a record for 14 nominations, so it actually should receive a post-Oscar bounce. I might be interested in the strategy revolving around La La Land. Stay tuned. And then Lion is unchanged. So that is your preview for the weekend, your talent pool preview for the weekend. Keep this be a micropod. Thanks for listening, checking us out again. Make sure you go to cinemadraft.co if you haven't signed up already. Follow us on all our social media. Sign up for the beta. Tell your friends about the beta. Send them to cinemadraft.co. That is cinemadraft.co. And looking forward to seeing your call sheets. Thanks a lot, everybody.